today I'll show you how to cook green papaya with salted beef and fresh coconut milk. And this is what a green papaya looks like. We're going to cut it into it. And if you look to the edge of the papaya, you'll see some white kind of flames. That is the milk from the papaya because they're pretty young. Now you can use a spoon or you can use a knife to remove the seeds. As you can see, it's far from ripe. Once you remove the seeds, we're going to go right ahead and peel the skins, and we're going to discard the skin and the seeds. All right, once we're done, we are going to wash our green papaya and we are going to cut them into very small pieces. Now, there's a technique in doing it. At least this is how I would do it. This is my way, guys. Once it's pretty young, it always have the milk in it. If you cook it right away like that, to me it kind of like itch your throat. So the best way for me is to steam my green papaya before I actually cook it. So once it's done into a pot with boiling water, I'm going to add the green papaya and let it boil for about 2 minutes. Once it's done boiling, I'm going to strain it. And once it's strained, you can start cooking it immediately. But I am going to be using mine at a later date, so I'm going to freeze mine. All right. So this is what it looks like after boiling for 2 minutes and straining. The color changed to a beautiful bright green color. Here it is, guys, ready to cook. But like I said, I'm gonna freeze mine. All right, so now it's like 3 days after, and I have some salted beef here, which is just the same like corned beef brisket. And what I'm gonna do is cut them into small pieces. Once I cut them, I am going to wash them twice, just so that I can remove the excess salt. I'm not going to get all the salt right out from them by washing them. What I'll do is boil them until they become soft, and at the same time is trying to get the excess salt from them, because you don't want to cook your corned beef or salted beef and then it is still salty. All right, so wash them thoroughly. Make sure you do 2 washing, then place them into your pot with some water and leave it to boil until it becomes very soft. So while that is doing its thing, I went ahead and I did cut up and gather up the rest of my ingredients needed to cook this recipe. Here I have my frozen green papaya, some coconut milk. I also have chopped onions here, some chives, garlic, red and yellow flavored pepper. You can also use the hot pepper if you want. Of course, I do have my cooked salted beef, soft and nice. When I taste it, there's not much salt into it. I also have some seasonings here, and check the description box below for all ingredients and measurements. So I have paprika, cayenne pepper, complete seasoning, black pepper, 5-spice seasoning. I also have some cubes, and you can feel free to use any type of seasonings of your choice to flavor your pot. Now, over medium heat into my pan, I'm going to add some oil. It all depends on how much oil you want to use. And once the oil gets hot, I'm going to go right ahead and I'm going to add my garlic. If you know, when I cook, I like to fry up my garlic first. I love the fragrance of garlic, guys, but do not let it burn, because burnt garlic can cause your food to be bitter. Fry it up just for about a minute. Then add your chopped onions, and feel free to use as much onions as you want. And you can use any type of onions also. Toss it up again for another minute. And just make sure that the onion cooks. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my cooked salted beef. Give it a stir. And we want everything to fry down together, the onion, garlic, and the salted beef. So I'm going to cover the pot after stirring and let this cook again for another 2 to 3 minutes. Just want to make sure it's well seasoned and cooked up. Okay, so after 3 minutes of frying up there, I'm gonna stir it up. And at this time, you can imagine the smell in this kitchen, guys. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my frozen green papaya. And it has a lot of ice. One thing I'm going to advise you when you're cooking frozen food, remove it directly from the freezer into your pot. Do not let it thaw down. Cover it and let it cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. At this time, it would still have some more ice into it. All did not melt down, but that's all right. It did spring a lot of water, and that's exactly what we want, because papaya is a thing do not cook quickly like if you're cooking squash or any other vegetables. So you're going to see a lot of liquid in there. I'm going to cover this pot again and let it cook again for another 3 to 4 minutes, or until all the water has been evaporated. So now, after 4 minutes of cooking, you can see there is no water left in the pot. Everything is dried down, and this is exactly how you want it. We're not done, so I'm going to go right ahead and I'm going to season my pot. Now again, you can use any type of seasonings of your choice. So I'm going to add all the spices into here, which is the cayenne pepper, complete seasoning, paprika, black pepper, the cubes, the 5-spice powder, dry seasonings, whichever one. You can also use the fresh seasonings. Then stir it up. Now, when you're going to add your liquid, guys, for me, I must cook with coconut milk when I'm cooking certain dishes. You want to add a lot of coconut milk. And yes, I did make some spill. You know, I have to do some cleaning after cooking. That's all right. Make sure you add a lot of coconut milk into your pot, just so that you can submerge the papaya. Give it a stir, cover it, and let it cook. It takes a little while to cook. And at this time, it's not done. I'm going to stir it before it sticks to the bottom of the pan. You can see it's coming nicely. And all of this is being done over medium heat. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my chives along with my red and yellow flavored pepper. You can also add some little wee hot peppers into there. And once I add it, I'm going to stir it up. And I'm going to lower the fire under the pan to a very, very low heat, so that this can take its time and cook right down. Look at how beautiful this is. So once you stir, make sure you also taste your pot as you go to make sure it has enough salt, it's well flavored. And you can also cook this with some curry if you want. I did not put any curry powder into mine. So I'm going to taste and then I'm going to cover it. Remember, the heat is very, very low at this time because we want it to take its time and cook. So I'm going to cover the pot and let this cook again. And after 6 minutes again of cooking, this is what our green papaya stew looks like. I'm going to stir it up and show you the fat from the coconut milk has been settled into this pot. And I'm going to tell you guys, anything cooked with coconut milk has a beautiful flavor. It's a bonus. You can see that whiteness there, that thickness there. That is the fat from the coconut milk. And yes, the fat from the coconut milk is good for human consumption. Served with some rice, and enjoy, guys. Don't you forget to like, subscribe, and share.